We are more connected than ever before, but we are much more afraid of solitude. Traveling alone is something most of us try to avoid in some way. We are scared of it. Facing the world without companionship can be very intimidating, but traveling solo is actually one of the best things that can happen to you. And it's an experience that has changed the lives of many individuals. Right now, we live in a world where people are constantly trying to avoid being alone, especially when traveling. Most people prefer to fill their journeys with the presence of others. They would rather do anything than venture out on their own. People are so afraid to stay alone with their own thoughts that they miss out on enriching experiences. What can we say when most people can't even enjoy a meal without checking their phones or engaging in social media? By constantly trying to avoid traveling alone, you create an inability to connect deeply with yourself and the world around you. As a result, you miss opportunities for personal growth and profound experiences. Your ability to solve problems independently might decrease, as you always rely on others. And if so, how are you supposed to truly discover who you are and what you want in life? Avoiding solo travel also greatly impacts your freedom. If you constantly surround yourself with others, you have to compromise on your desires and needs. Traveling alone offers you total flexibility. You can go wherever you please, whenever you want, without worrying about others' preferences. This freedom allows you to have authentic and spontaneous experiences that you might not have otherwise. You see, your fear of solitude would most likely disappear if your alternative was embracing all that solo travel can offer. But because you can always rely on the company of others or distract yourself with electronic devices, it becomes much harder to take the leap. Traveling alone may not seem extremely exciting at first and definitely doesn't bring the immediate comfort that companionship does. But it can completely change your life. Solo travel leads to deep self-discovery and personal growth. It pushes your mind out of its comfort zone and opens you up to new experiences you have never considered before. Now I want to talk about some of the greatest travelers in the history of our world and how embracing exploration led them to change history. The first person I want to talk about is Marco Polo and his famous journey to Asia. Marco Polo's exploration is one of the most significant in history, and who knows where our understanding of the world would be today without his travels. Perhaps the age of exploration wouldn't have unfolded the way it did. Marco Polo ventured across the Silk Road with his father and uncle, immersing himself in the cultures and societies he encountered. His detailed accounts opened the eyes of Europeans to the vast and diverse world beyond their borders. Marco Polo spent 24 years traveling through Asia, documenting his experiences in his book, The Travels of Marco Polo. He was among the first Westerners to provide detailed descriptions of China, Tibet, Burma, and India. His writings influenced cartography and expanded the geographical knowledge of his time. The significance of Marco Polo's travels is hard to overstate. They revolutionized Europe's understanding of the world and laid the foundation for future explorations. They also had a profound impact on trade, culture, and the exchange of ideas between East and West. The key lesson we can learn from his story is that embracing exploration and having the ability to immerse oneself can lead to great things. You see, Marco Polo was not afraid to journey into the unknown, connecting deeply with the people and places he encountered. Today, journeys like this are much less likely to happen because people are losing touch with the courage to venture out and do not want to spend time alone with their own minds. Similar to Marco Polo, Ibn Battuta, a Berber explorer from Morocco, embarked on extensive travels that took him across 44 modern countries, covering about 120,000 kilometers. His desire to explore the world and learn from different cultures led him to create some of the most detailed accounts of 14th century societies. Ibn Battuta's travels spanned over 30 years, during which he documented the geography, cultures, and societies he encountered. His writings provided invaluable insights into the medieval world and have been a crucial resource for historians. This is another great example of how embracing exploration expanded Ibn Battuta's horizons and enabled him to contribute significantly to our understanding of the world. I'll give you one last example, but it will be about a person much closer to us in the timeline, Freya Stark. Freya Stark was a British-Italian explorer and travel writer who, in the 20th century, journeyed alone through the Middle East. She was one of the first non-Arabs to travel through the southern Arabian deserts. Stark's solo travels took her to remote areas where few Westerners had ever been. She immersed herself in local cultures, learned Arabic and Persian, and formed deep connections with the people she met. Her writings provided valuable insights into Middle Eastern cultures and geopolitics during a tumultuous time in history. Stark's courage to travel alone in regions that were often considered dangerous or inaccessible for solo travelers, especially women, broke societal norms and inspired many. Her journeys demonstrated the profound personal growth and unique experiences that solo travel can offer. Great philosophers also have a lot to say about solitude and travel. Henry David Thoreau said, "I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude." Ralph Waldo Emerson believed that the man who goes alone can start today, but he who travels with another must wait till that other is ready. By embracing solo travel and allowing ourselves to experience the discomfort it may bring, we open ourselves up to new discoveries and personal growth. You have to learn to love being alone in some way, not lonely, but alone. Enjoy your own company and learn not to be afraid of it. Use solo travel to find your true self and practice mindfulness. Full focus on the present moment. Understanding that you shouldn't be afraid of traveling alone and instead embracing it, using it to become a better person, is a very important concept. Get comfortable with your own thoughts, and nothing will be able to stand in your way. Great journeys often arise from the courage to travel alone. For it is in the moments of solitude that we are forced to confront the limitations of our present circumstances and are inspired to explore new possibilities. It was a pleasure to create this message, and I wish you a great day.